to Dead Formats, the first movie podcast of its kind to convert data directly into holographic plates. I'm your host, Chris, and this episode we're going to be discussing Maximum Surge, also known as Game Over from 2003. Today I'm joined by two very special guests who have both been suffering from bouts of depression and antisocial behavior for months. Jim, Staring Jon, welcome. How are you doing this evening?
Yep, doing good.
Hey man, good to be on. Good to be back.
Glad to have you. So Jim is one half of the Waxing the Porpoise podcast. And
erstwhile.
Yeah, Jon is a streamer on Twitch and former co-host of the Cinemigos. They were featured on this show together in season 1, where we talked about the USA Network original ecmovie Beer Money from 2001.
Bang. Beer Money, yeet yeet.
So go check that out. Dead format this week. Basically, the assets left over from the collapse of a video game developer repurposed and assembled into a film. A full motion video game developer, to be precise. FMV, for anyone that doesn't know, is basically when a game uses recorded video files to display action in a game rather than using rendered graphics. It was all the rage for like 5 years. So what are your guys' experience with FMV games?
Kick us off, Jon.
Yeah. So obviously Sega CD era, right? Played those.
Yeah.
And it was so funny just to see some of the videos. And then I just had like these flashbacks to like trying to play basketball on the Sega CD. I can't remember what the name of the game was, but it was just
Scottie Pippen Slam City or something like that.
I think that's exactly correct. Yes. And you couldn't do any, like, it was like those games were just so terrible. The controls just felt so delayed, but you'd always gone from these like the 16-bit era, right? Even into like the 64 and stuff. And just like having control over live people in a situation setting, like it was just such a cool thing. And so as we're watching it, it definitely hit some of that, nostalgia factor there, where it's just like, I remember when we were like, this is the future. Like this is games.
So did you actually play those games like when they came out? Because I didn't know anyone that had a Sega CD.
Yeah, my Uncle Rick, great man, just lots of disposable income, had fucking everything.
Tower of Power, 32X plus Sega CD.
That's right.
Hell yeah.
And yeah, he had them. So, I mean, it's not like I got to play them regularly, right? Family vacations and like different holidays when we'd all get together. I'd sit there and just like play the first 10 minutes of the 5 games that he had and finally be over it.
How about you, Jim?
Yeah, similar. I think you and Jon are just a scotch younger than me. So like, I think it hit me in the like, maybe in the prime time, or maybe I was too early for it myself even. But because I didn't have any of that stuff, but it also back then it cost like a ridiculous amount. Like if you compared it to like the hardware we can get today, like how VHS tapes and shit used to be like mad expensive when it first came out. So I never had a 32X or a CD, but I remember the commercials, like the first like the flagship game or whatever was like Sewer Shark, I think. I remember seeing clips of that, like thinking, like we're here. This is the future. This is going to like revolutionize. And then I also, when I was younger, my older cousin, I was like over the shoulder, watched him play, Phantasmagoria a fair few times. And it was like pretty graphic for, I think I was like 11 and probably shouldn't have been watching that stuff, but I thought that was interesting, but I didn't know how any of it worked. And like, but yeah. It's an interesting time for games. Calls back to like Dragon's Lair.
I was gonna say like this was like quote unquote all the rage for a few years, but like it actually was never all the rage.
Right.
It was just like they were trying to convince us that it was all the rage, and then you actually play the game, and every single one of them sucks shit except for Dragon's Lair. Like that's the only one that has like persisted through time and people still remember fondly. I think it was in like the last season of Stranger Things or the one before that. Yeah. It's like one of those cultural touchstones of everyone's playing Dragon's Lair.
Yeah, totally. I have a not to that great of a degree, but I'm sure, Jon, you might agree, Area 51.
Oh, fuck yeah.
is a key caveat to that, I think, because that was
I don't think that was FMV. I think it was just mocap, like like the original Mortal Kombat games.
Right, like MK3. Yeah. Okay. So that's like a variant of it, or like a different flavor. I definitely was reminded, like this movie, if you want to call it that, harken back to Area 51 days for sure.
Yeah, and great callback, Jim. We really discussed Area 51 in our last episode on this podcast.
Yes, a year ago. Because it was featured in the movie.
Yeah.
They went to that bowling alley, and there was an Area 51 arcade cab.
You know how to do this thing, Jim. I'll tell you that, dude.
That's a 360.
The 5DR guys, that's a 360. Yeah, that was. I remember a lot of time in the pizza parlor. Old Round Table had a 50 or Area 51, I think. Yeah,
we had one at CC's. It was always Area 51, Simpsons, and maybe like 1942 or like Cowboys of Moo Mesa.
Dude, I used to love that Simpsons, the big ass arcade one. It was like a surfboard.
Big Blue. Yeah.
What was the other one? They made like it seemed like a shittier knockoff of Area 51. It was like without
Area
aliens.
50.
It was like, it was like just a generic, like replace the aliens with like, drug dealer goon guys.
Narc? But was that it?
Maybe. I can't remember for the life of me what the hell it was called, but it was a carbon copy of Area 51. It just felt like shittier.
Yeah, Narc sounds right. Or, I mean, you can't be talking about like Time Crisis or Dino.
No.
I know what maybe was it Lethal Protectors? Because Narc, I'm looking at pictures and it's more of like a beat 'em up, so it's not what I was remembering.
Funny, I want to say it was like Maximum something, if I'm being 100% honest, but I could just be making
That's so funny because like all these games we're talking about got NES ports.
Oh my God.
And so it's hilarious, right? Because like I have a lot of these NES games and they're just like the most watered down dog shit version of these. It's like arcade in your home on the NES.
Lethal Enforcers. I think that's the one you're thinking of.
No. It was Max Force. Maximum Force. Shit. Yeah. Check that bad boy out. Yep. 1997 light gun game. This one too. Often bundled with Area 51.
I don't think I ever saw that one.
Yeah, it was just a different time. It's crazy. Like, I think of things like this, like, and also at the time, which figures into this movie, they're like, VR is the future. Mm-hmm. And that didn't come for another 20 years. And the same thing, like, it came, people were super into it for like 6 months. And then we realized we don't actually give a shit and we would rather just play Call of Duty with a controller or whatever.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, at the time, those VR things, like, they had to cost, like, crazy amount. I'm talking, like, the ones that they had, like, demo ones they had in the mall, where you could, like, get in and step around, like, trunch, and, like, you put a thing on your head, you look like, what's his face from Power Rangers? The fucking little robot dude?
Alpha.
It was, like, Alpha, big-ass thing, and it was just shitty, and that probably cost $19,000.
Yeah, I never played any of those because I remember you'd be at like a GameWorks or something like that, and that would be down there, and the line would be huge, and then it would be like $25 to play it. Right. So I'm like, nah, I'm good.
Go fuck.
I'll just fucking play Tekken Tag Tournament or something.
Fucking A, brother.
So the backstory on this one, it starts out with a video game developer called Digital Pictures, which was founded in 1991. Digital Pictures is formed to get in on this FMV craze, and originally they were developing for a canceled console called the Control Vision, which was being developed by Tom Zito, who was also a co-founder of Digital Pictures. The Control Vision was going to use VHS tapes instead of cartridges, and interestingly, Night Trap and Sewer Shark were both originally developed for the Control Vision. So yeah, aside from Dragon's Lair, I guess Night Trap would be like the number 2 FMV game that has persisted, but not really because it's good.
Yeah, it's that pervert game, right?
Yeah, it's basically like, I've never played it, but it's like sort of like a slasher movie where there's like 5 teenage women in a house having a slumber party or some shit.
Yeah.
And there's like a murderer in the house, and the game is like you switch between views of security cameras and
Yeah, like Five Nights at Freddy's kind of.
yeah, the original,
Right,
the progenitor to Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Night Trap and Sewer Shark, they were both originally developed for this canceled console called the Control Vision, but 2 months before the system was to be released in 1989, Hasbro, who was the main investor in the project, abandoned it because the projected cost of the Control Vision was going to be $299, which is $780 in 2025. Like, man, just imagine you pay almost a band for a fucking console, and then what you get to play is Sewer Shark.
Yeah, that would be nuts.
Yeah, that's
oh god.
Yeah. So that shit died on the vine. But luckily for Digital Pictures, Sega just so happened to launch the Sega CD a couple years later, and since they had already developed these games, it perfectly positioned Digital Pictures to be like the number one name in FMV games. So they just basically had to port Night Trap and Sewer Shark to the Sega CD.
So do you know, did they make a bunch of these? Because obviously we'll get into it, right? But it's
all
like,
the ones from this movie, yes, and basically every game that you've heard of for Sega CD was also Digital Pictures, which is why they all fucking suck.
Yeah.
maybe diversify the creative force behind that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see here. So other than the ones that are in this movie, they did Double Switch, Ground Zero Texas, Make My Video, Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch, Night Trap again, which is not featured in this movie, oddly enough, Slam City with Scottie Pippen.
Yeah.
And I think, a couple more like Make My Video, which are like interactive music videos, which I don't really know how that constitutes a game, but whatever.
Dude, it's Just Dance with Marky Mark.
Yeah. So yeah, they basically had a few years where they're like pretty successful. I think if you remember FMV on home consoles, you're going to be remembering the games that they made. Mm-hmm. Mostly just released on Sega CD, some on Sega Saturn, some on 3DO.
The 3DO.
Yeah. That was a thing I saw once at a Best Buy, and I thought it was like the coolest shit ever.
Dude, I remember I was hoping we would get to 3DO because I thought about that a lot watching this. And did you ever get, like, maybe not subscribe or just like pick them up? A friend had them, like GamePro or like Electronic Gaming Monthly or anything like that.
I would
John?
get those occasionally all the time at like the grocery store, like EGM.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
GamePro, Game Informer, Nintendo Power.
I remember seeing like they do different reviews and stuff would be coming out, and like when that was like around the time of like the Jaguar was coming out.
Another thing I saw once at a video rental store.
Yeah.
It was the game, like the Star Fox game where there's like a little Andros digital face in the bottom talking to you. Also thought it was sweet.
Yeah, it was like Jaguar 3DO. I feel like there was like one or two other consoles that bombed.
There's another one that was just like the 3DO. I can't remember what that one was called.
Wasn't it like somebody weird like Pioneer or...
Yeah, there were like... Yeah, there's the CDI that existed too, but there were like 3 versions of the 3DO. I think there was a Panasonic, a Gold Star.
That's right. Yeah, that was wild to think about, like, when you think about different, I don't know what they would be like, not distributors, but like production of the same type.
Yeah, it's basically like you're white labeling like a game console. It's weird.
Right. It's like if like we had like 3, like Sony made PlayStation, but then you could get the fucking, the Vizio PlayStation too. Right, it was like digital only, and like it was like a little bit shittier. You pay like $100 less.
I think it's more common. Like they don't really do it in America. I think they may still do it in like Asia. The last one I remember like that was there was a Panasonic GameCube that could also play DVDs.
Oh, that shit was so sick too. The silver,
Yeah. But yeah, so, from there on with Digital Pictures, not a whole lot of info. People just got tired of the whole FMV thing. The company collapses. Their assets are acquired by a company called Cyber Cinema Interactive. And they were intending to release the digital pictures library as DVD games that you play on your DVD player, which is also a very short-lived early 2000s thing that they were trying to convince us were going to be a thing. Like, I don't know if you remember, like, if you had DVD players that kind of had like weird buttons on the remote and you're like, what the fuck is this for? Well, for like a year and a half, they're like, oh, we're going to play video games on the DVD player.
Dude, I remember Planet of the Apes, the Mark Wahlberg Planet of the Apes. We had that DVD, and it literally took like a minute to load in between different menus, right? So like you would fuck up, like want to put subtitles on, you like went too far, and then it was like, oh, now you got to sit for 2 minutes for it to load to this menu before you can go back. But long story less long, there was a fucking game that you could do with one of the apes. And it was like this like spear thrusting game. Like it was, I remember that vividly because my mom loved the movie and I was just like fucking around with the menu. But yeah, that's
funny. Like, because we talked about that movie pretty extensively a couple episodes back. I don't remember that. What I do remember, on one of the Final Destination DVDs, there was like a mini game that told you when you were gonna die.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I didn't know about that. That's crazy.
And there was like a whole console that I can't remember what it was called that was just like DVD games like that.
Yeah.
So that's like, yeah, I mean, the only thing worse than playing Sewer Shark is trying to play it with a DVD remote.
Yeah, bro.
Flip it like this and...
Yeah. So they didn't actually do any of that, digital pictures.
Yeah, I kind of missed that subset or niche of media player. I think the only thing I ever done like DVD style is like, you know, like seen it, like movie edition, you know, like, yeah, I think those have a place because that's cool. You can like control a board game digitally, maybe add people remotely, but yeah.
Baseball.
Try to do a quick Google search for DVD gaming console, and obviously just everything comes up because everything can play DVDs now. Right. Well, actually, we might be at the point where they can't because DVDs are such outdated technology. I don't know. Can a PlayStation 5 play DVDs?
That's a good question. I don't think it can because you have to download you can do Blu-ray, right? Like the Blu-ray player, but yeah, I don't know if it can.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's like all software based and you have to like patch or you have to update the DVD player. Yeah. I have an Xbox One that collects dust and like when the internet went out, it was like at nighttime, we were trying to like watch something and I went and I dusted that thing. I was like, oh shit, we can just use the Xbone. And, I throw it on there and it took like hour and a half. I had to download some like update to the Blu-ray player.
Yep.
Like this is trash, but
yeah, so
sorry, kids.
Digital Pictures never released any DVD games, but the one thing they did release before folding yet again, or Cyber Cinema Interactive rather, was this film called Maximum Surge. So what this is, it's the full motion video sequences for the Sega CD games Corpse Killer, Prize Fighter, Supreme Warrior, Quarterback Attack with Mike Ditka, and the unreleased Maximum Surge, edited together with a newly filmed wraparound narrative and edited into, I hesitate to call it a movie, but...
Dude, it's pretty smart. Like I did as I was watching it and they started popping up, like eventually it clicked that that's what it was, right? Because I even have in my notes at some point, like I was just like, is this just like a fucking movie made with scrapped fucking like, and it's like if you think about it, like it's I guess better than just that shit ending up nowhere, right? You know,
on the cutting room floor. Yeah, fuck it.
Maybe it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, Cyber Cinema Interactive bought like the assets of Digital Pictures, and they're like, well, we own this, so we need to do something with it. But it's like, you really didn't, because like no one has seen this movie. So you spent money to make this movie, distribute it on DVD for what? Just because you could?
Yeah.
I really want to.
What's wild too is like when you think about it,
it's just too good.
It's rough when you have like actors not doing as well as the fucking FMV actors for video games, right? Like I was like, oh shit, Elaine is trash.
Oh god. So had either of you heard of this film before? When I told John about it, you said you loved it, but it was text, so I couldn't tell if you were being facetious or not.
Yes. Now, Chris, you always have these wonderful games for me and Jim. And this was a nice little game I wanted to play with you. Was I lying? So, Chris, based on our text conversation, if you had to coin flip a guess right now, was I familiar with this and had seen it? Or was I lying to you?
It's real tough, Tough. You stream every week. Classic video games. I know you don't do Sega CD games yet.
Not yet.
But I'm going to say you were lying because I find it impossible to believe that anyone has heard of this.
Well, Chris, that is impressive because you absolutely guessed correctly. I was lying. I had never heard of this.
Hell yeah.
And if he hadn't heard of it, you definitely hadn't, Jim, I'm assuming. Unless you're just like a Yasmin Bleeth head.
No, that definitely softened the blow of this film. But no, yeah, I had no clue. I mean, obviously, when you told me what it was, I did a quick Google and put together a few pieces and then, found it on YouTube. But one thing, like looking at like as of 20 minutes ago, shows you the amount of research I put into this. I didn't pick up on like all the little pieces. I thought it was just like the dystopian, like future computer alien takeover. I thought it was just that. And then like, let's repurpose that and make a movie. I thought they deliberately like went and shot like all the Mike Ditka shit and like the corpse killer. Like I thought that was like the part of the movie that they brought that alongside the scrapped.
Oh, so you thought the new footage was what the FMV game was, and that they shot the Mike Ditka stuff and the zombie.
Hey,
Caribbean
Mike, we got this film for you.
Yeah, I was like, dude, how the fuck did they get Mike Ditka for this piece of trash?
That's so funny.
And dude, Vincent Schiavelli, the fucking the Walter Koenig, who's the other dude? Fucking Dick Miller. I was like, Michael Buffer. I was like, they don't have the fucking budget. How in the shit did this? So now it makes a lot of sense. Like that was Ditka other contracts. Like they brought him in. So I was like, I get it now.
I think that's the point where I wrote in my notes. I was like, this has got to just be scrapped to fucking Sega CD game. Once Mike Ditka popped up, I was like, there's no way.
Yeah, once Scottie Pippen showed up and looked directly into the camera and said, "Welcome to Slam City."
Yeah.
Was Scotty no tipping Pippen?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's good. I mean, this was kind of brought on like over the past, whenever the last time when Jim was on the show when we did Project Alf, periodically he would be like, we should do a FMV game like Sewer Shark. And I was like, okay. I mean, I don't think it would probably be the best to have us sit and play Sewer Shark because the game probably sucks shit.
Yeah.
And I looked into like other FMV games that could be covered as movies and they were just like too long. So that I eventually found this. I was like, okay, 81 minutes or whatever it is. We'll try that.
Yeah.
Yeah, this bridges that gap perfectly.
Boy, was I wrong.
Yeah, I've in the past when I used to work from home, I'd like throw shit on just to have in the background. And I found like there's people like on YouTube that have stitched together all of like the video clips and stuff of like Phantasmagoria. I had that on. And it's like fucking 6.5 hours. And like, so yeah, that wouldn't really play unless you did like a fucking box set style.
Yeah, there's another one that's like, it's oddly like a romantic drama type thing called Tender Loving Care, and John Hurt is in it.
Weird.
But it's one of those things where it's like there's too many different branching paths to be like, we're going to watch this one and say that's like the definitive. And even if you do, like, it's still like 2.5 hours long. And I'm like, I have to imagine, dude, if I had to watch 2.5 hours of Maximum Surge, which I did because I had to watch it twice, if I had to watch 5 hours of an FMV movie, I don't know.
What's the guy say? The white-haired dude from Total Recall, asshole, where he's like, if you get out there and you get the laser in your eye, see that gun, suck on it or something like that, like, or suck on your laser beam. Yeah, that would be me. If I had to endure one more minute of this movie, I think I would have done that.
Yeah, we'll talk about it later. This was directed by, the original footage anyway, was directed by Jason Bork, credited with directing 47 films on Letterboxd. I have seen none of them. He has directed Merry Christmas, Ted Cooper, My Christmas Family Tree, Our Holiday Story, A Reason for the Season, My Favorite Christmas Tree, A Tale of Two Christmases, Scouting for Christmas, The Christmas Retreat, A World Record Christmas, A Christmas Tree Grows in Colorado, Miss Christmas Comes to Town, Snowed in for Christmas, Amazing Winter Romance, It Happened at Christmas, and Asteroid Final Impact.
Me sobering up. Ow.
Classic.
Damn.
Yeah,
that guy just went all in on said fuck it. Put it all on black. Hallmark Christmas specifically.
Yeah, just a little early, dude. Just a little early.
I was going to say, Hallmark went all in on Christmas, and then they, I guess, also went all in on director Jason Bork, and they were like, you need to direct every Christmas movie.
Girls gotta eat. Fuck.
Yeah, that's insane. I just don't know. Is that one big drop? Hey, here's your 47 Sega CD Christmas movies? Or is it hey, for the next 47 years, we have an annual Christmas movie?
They churn them out on Hallmark. They churn them out.
This year, I shoved a Christmas tree up my ass. That's next year.
Yeah, we're getting there. I mean, you would think that they've plumbed the depths of everything you could do in Christmas, but when there's a movie this guy directed that's just called A Christmas Tree Grows in Colorado, well, you have 49 other movies he can make just like that. Christmas Tree Grows in New Mexico. Christmas Tree Grows in Indiana.
The state series.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, there's actors in this, but I really don't care to talk about them too much. So the movie begins with text being typed on a computer monitor requesting access to Net Police file number A1233922. And we get 2 minutes of stuff flashing on a computer screen while the opening credits roll.
Relations.
Yeah, it's a shitty knockoff Hackers.
The Net Police have a detailed dossier on everyone that Stephen Hunter has fucked in his entire life.
Yeah.
They somehow know every crime he's done, even the ones he hasn't been convicted or prosecuted for. It's it's very weird. And we get a scene of one of our main characters, Elaine Barker, played by Dominica Jouillet, talking to some doctor in some sort of high-tech corporate office.
I had no idea Steve is in therapy.
He's been suffering from bouts of depression and antisocial behavior for months.
Are you sure? I mean, that sounds like Steve on a good day.
The shit was rough from the beginning.
Yeah, you know what you're in for right away.
Man, it's one of those things, I try to balance, I don't want to be a dick and make fun of people, but, you gotta send your kids to speech therapy. She has a noticeable lisp. And it's distracting.
Yeah. She was terrible, for sure.
Is it just me, or is it the emphasize how little I paid attention? I didn't pick up a lisp at all from this gal.
Oh, really? It's comically if you were going to play a character with a lisp, this is how you would talk.
Huh. I must have just been fucking earblind to it. Weird. I did watch this twice in pieces.
Good for you.
While I was getting my steps in on the fucking treadmill at a brisk 4 mile an hour pace. So this was just kind of rushing through me. So I definitely missed the lisp.
Well, dude,
1,000%.
That's why I wrote it down. Like, that's one of my notes is like that's insane to have Sega CD actors outclassing this like movie that you came together to shoot.
Yeah.
Like that's not an easy feat. Like, that's impressive.
Yeah.
For sure.
I also like right at the beginning too, his way of being a dick and like fucking with the net police is sending them 236 spam messages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we get Steve is like the main character. We go to his high-tech apartment. There's wires and like at least 5 computer monitors. So it's like, oh, cool. One of the computer monitors starts up with a graphic of an alarm clock, and that wakes Steve up, who is greeted in the morning by the voice of his virtual assistant, Cynthia. And she says,
"You have 1 wireless link priority letter and 256 spam messages."
Nice. There's work to be done. First, locate the source of the spam, then use the flotsam virus to redirect all spam to the net police. For, I don't know, say the next 3 days.
so 2 things. Like, there is a virus in this called the flotsam virus. Every single character says float Sam. And also, if you can just like do this, why limit it to 3 days?
Yeah.
Like, oh,
Till
I'm going
the
to send
end
him
of time.
spam for 3 days. And then after that, I'm fine with it going to my inbox.
Yeah, that's got to be for life.
Jesus Christ. That's Jason Bourne.
Flotsam and Jetsam.
I forgot how fucking cool hackers were back then. Like, as I was watching the movie, and I was like, man, I forgot this was a time period where like hackers was that was just, you were cool as shit,
This dude fucking sucks.
Yeah. Yeah. I had to do a palate cleanser of Hackers from 1995 almost
Hell yeah.
immediately to get this taste out of me.
Bodes well for you in the trivia game at the end.
Fuck around.
Yeah, so like Steve's a hacker. He has some personal war against something called the Net Police. We never really find out what his personal war is, and we never really find out what the Net Police are.
Yeah, no, the NPF did.
It's a recurring problem in this film. And again, he says, like, I think I'm in the mood to knock out their main servers in Virginia. And with a couple of keystrokes, he does just that. Again, if it's that easy, why limit yourself to their servers in Virginia?
Well, you just got to pace yourself, Chris.
I guess so.
It's called the long con.
Yeah.
He does that shit for the love of the game.
And he listens to the 1 wireless link priority message. It's Elaine, and she says, the Forest Service is installing their new computer and our virtual habitation system demonstrations tomorrow. I thought you might like to know they're finally using your system designed to save lives. Again, this virtual habitation system is like the crux of the plot. We never learn what it is.
Foreshadowing, Chris. It's foreshadowing.
Yeah, I think with this, like, I was like, God, this sucks. But at the same time, I was like, dissecting, like, they're not going to pay this part off. And it's like, of course they're not. It's
you could
like,
say that for any part of the movie and you'd be correct.
yeah. Well, I was like, just let it roll. And I will say, for as bad as this movie is, there were at least 3 or 4 points in this that I felt rewarded for sticking around, that I got a chuckle at, just as at the like absurdity of it all. Which was really fun, that we'll get into. But I think my compass rose in this was Professor Roswell.
Yeah, I was going to say there's literally
Alvin
one
Sanders.
character in this movie that is worth anything, and it's him.
I don't know if it's because like I've just had a collected 6 hours of sleep in the last 3 weeks, but I sat down to this, and I'm not going to lie. Like at this point, I was like, let's see where this goes.
I think
It's like, all right.
that's where I was the first time, and very soon into it, I was like, I don't give a fuck where this goes at all. Yeah, so Steve, he replies back with a video message template. he gets a notification on his computer that the Float Sam virus has just decoded a covert operation by the Net Police. Location, Seattle. And he hacks into a GMC Sierra.
Yeah. Yeah. Got you good, fuckers.
Being driven by 2 Net policemen, Pinkerton. And in my notes, I say like another one whose name I don't know because they don't say it for like a really long time.
Yeah.
What's his name?
I think it's
Brinkman?
Brinkman or something.
Brinkman.
Yeah, they were very similar to each other.
Steve remotely turns on the car alarm, windshield wipers, windshield wiper fluid, and the older officer says,
"Some goddamn teenage mutant hacker is messing with the car's computer system. That's what's happening here."
Did this guy, it struck me, I was like, this guy looks like, you know, when there's like celebrities that have similar looking siblings, but there's something like this just a little off about him. Mm-hmm. This guy, I was picking up like a little bit, like if Robert Patrick had like a little bit older, like fatter brother with like dark hair. I got like a little bit of Robert Patrick and that dude, like the bad guy from 8mm with
haven't seen
Nick Cage. He's like one of the main guys from The Wire season 2. One of the
haven't
poor
seen
dudes. Anyway,
too busy watching Maximum Surge to watch The Wire or 8mm.
But this is like one of my favorite parts when he like chastises the Pinkerton for wanting to shoot out the windshield to get out of having to hear the shit.
And it's like, no, the glass is bulletproof on the inside too, you fucking idiot.
And then his response, his solution, he's like, you got to deal with it like this way or something. And then he just shoots it for like 8 reasons. That was hilarious. Like,
I had the exact same notes, Jim.
Yeah, dude, that was so fucking funny.
Don't fire a goddamn gun in here. Let me take care of this.
Bang!
With the whole sibling thing, it's like a Patrick Swayze where it's like this good looking guy and then his brother Don Swayze, which is like the character creation settings for Patrick Swayze turned up to 10 and it becomes like unsettling.
Yeah, I mean, bless his heart. I don't know. He could be a really good guy, but yeah, he's just like a brutal rendition of Patrick Swayze.
Yeah, so that when he shoots the truck's computer, which is just sort of like a dongle hanging off the fucking like sun visor, I guess you call it. It completely shuts the GMC Sierra down, so
yep.
They get a tow to Cyber Cinema headquarters, and Steve is arriving to Cyber Cinema at the same time. Apparently, this is where he works.
Wait, real quick, because there's, like I said, there's only 3 or 4 points that we're redeeming of this film, and one of which is Brinkman's reaction after he shoots the fucking thing, and then there's like a guy across the street.
Yeah.
And he gets mad. He's like, it's like, hey, what do you want? Or something like that. And then he makes this little, it doesn't translate
to me, boy.
Yeah. But he makes a little gesture, like face, like, that just got me, man. I don't know what it was. It was just so cheesy. Anyway.
New York cop.
I mean, well, because you're still on board at this point. It hasn't ditched all of its goodwill.
Yeah. So far, we're still locked in.
So Steve meets up with his coworker Zoe in her lab. She's watching footage of different FMV games across 3 different monitors. Steve asks where Elaine is.
They're on the V-Lab installing the Great Drexel. I guess Drexel is some fast machine, Steve. It's faster than anything we got.
Old Drexel.
Cool.
It's the future.
This girl's really nailing the, what is that stereotype? The manic pixie dream girl from the Windows era.
To me, she was more like the hacker girl on NCIS or whatever it is.
Yeah, that's a good call.
I get that
more punk vibe.
Honestly, more attractive and better personality and less lisp than Elaine. So I was like,
yeah, could have taken her down. I get it. I see
go
it
for her, Steve. Steve asks Zoe how the evil genius is coming along. See for yourself, and she pulls up a rendering of the shittiest, let's just hit random on the character creation screen,
yep,
evil genius head you've ever seen. clearly this guy's parents just let him lay on his back as a baby because like the back of his head is completely flat. And I guess like the thing coming up a few seconds from now where they show like the other character model that is clearly Yasmin Bleeth, this one is supposed to be Walter Koenig, I guess.
Yeah, the Bleeth one looked way better. Still very shitty.
A huge way insult to Mr. Chekhov.
Yeah. I'm sure that'll come up. That era of Star Wars is a big blind spot for me. And I was
Star Trek,
sorry. And I was like, I know I've seen this guy. He's familiar. But yeah, I just put that together before this. He's like, oh, okay.
Fake fan.
I'm more of a next generation guy, so.
Same. It's a character design for the game they've been working on, Maximum Surge. That's the title of the movie.
Yep.
And Steve has been working on a character of his own named Joy, which is Yasmin Bleeth.
Woo!
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's what sold me. I think that's what extended me up until we see Yasmin Bleeth. I was like, let's see where it goes. We might get tits in this. So
yeah. So for me, I'm just the age where like Baywatch was not a part of my adolescence at all. I basically know her from Basketball.
Mm-hmm.
And as a joke in like an episode of Friends of like Chandler's in love with Yasmin Bleeth on Baywatch. I don't think I've ever seen an episode of Baywatch.
Shame.
Yeah, it's funny. That was a complete, like when you brought it up, because obviously she's in the credits and I seen that, but I definitely did not know her by name at all. And you guys were talking about her. I was like, I just know when she popped up, I was like, God damn.
Yeah, she fine. This was right in my wheelhouse. Like,
was she your Baywatch girl?
Oh yeah, many nights Jim spanked it to her, dude.
Yeah, her and I would say Erica Liniak was a close second, but yeah. For me, it was Yasmin like all day long. Yeah, and it's funny too. I think I've talked about this before, but there's a fucking TV movie. I think it was an NBC like movie of the week with Yasmin Bleeth, and I can't remember who the other dude was. Yeah. It was, she got like scarred and she like, her face got all fucked up and, super good. If you like Lifetime movies of a certain era, it really kind of hits that mark for me. And it was weird too, cause I like woke up like in the middle of the night and it was on. My grandfather came out and joined me and we just sat there and watched the whole fucking movie and we're like mesmerized like by the quality of this shitty made for TV NBC movie.
Is it just called The Face? Or A Face to Die For?
I think that's what it was.
I'm going to have to check that out. Sounds right up my alley.
Good shit.
Featuring Robin Kivens of the aforementioned Mike Tyson.
Oh, okay. There you go. Bringing it all back around.
Yeah, I think literally I've seen her in Basketball, and that's it.
Yeah, she's absolute dime.
2 Net Police officers knock on the door disguised as were they disguised as employees?
Scientists, I believe.
I kind of thought that's what it was.
Yeah.
But pretty soon after this, they're just like, no, we're Net Police.
Yeah, it was weird. It was almost like they were in on it.
Yeah.
It seemed like they knew that these guys were shitheads, but I don't know.
They say they're looking for Professor Roswell with Drexel Computers, and they walk down the hall a bit, and Brinkman, the older one, asks Pinkerton if he knows who that guy was.
Net Police Force public enemy number 1.
Yeah.
If I shot him right now, I'd have been doing the entire Net Police Force a service.
Yeah. It's like, God damn.
Which is weird. Yeah.
That seems a touch excessive.
Just feel like we need to key on remembering this scene.
Mm-hmm. And Steve decides to go check out this new Drexel computer. Elaine is in the V lab with Professor Roswell and the 2 Net Police posing as scientists.
Mm-hmm.
The entire cyber cinema building is like a giant satellite dish.
For a video game company, these uplink capabilities are extraordinary.
They have to be. Almost every computer in the world is linked to one of our video games.
Naturally.
The fuck does that mean?
Well, so when you turn on the game, Chris, what happens is everybody across the nation has these games, and what we're doing is somebody at every moment in time is playing one of these games, and so the triangulation of the other computers are bouncing off.
Clearly.
Yeah.
Clearly, everyone in the world wants to play Mike Ditka's quarterback attack.
Quarterback attack.
Quarterback attack, and you're returning fucking kicks. I was like, what is this horse shit?
Elaine and Steve have some argument about why does the government have to test Drexel, and also their video game is launching tomorrow. Like, I don't know. It doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah. Yep. I will be
perfect
Chris's argument is very fair at this point in the movie. I'm not fully off the movie yet, right? But this is moving at breakneck speed, making no sense.
Yeah.
I remember I thought Beer Money was bad when I first started going, and then I think at a certain point you have to just understand what this is.
Yeah.
And then
it's
just let it wash over you and keep PR in the front of your mind.
Elaine returns to her office where Professor Roswell, the two net police, and some other guy are watching Steve on a monitor. They're hoping that Elaine has convinced Steve to try out the new system, but if not, there are other ways to convince him. So I guess this guy works for the government.
Mm-hmm.
And he was also the same character at the beginning, telling Elaine that Steve has antisocial behavior. And I guess what he convinced her is that the only way to cure Steve is to make him play VR video games.
That's right.
And she's like, oh, okay. Yeah, we'll trick him into doing that.
Right. But we do, I believe this isn't, correct me if I'm wrong here, Chris. I do believe this is a scene where we find out, right, that one of the, I believe it was a game, right? Or some kind of software that he developed that is, because he's telling the computer, no, fuck off. I'm not playing anything. And that's when we find out about the mass deaths, right?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Because he goes into the lab and Drexel starts talking to him.
Steve Hunter, the gifted programmer that developed the virtual habitation system. The military version of that system has made you one of the greatest mass murderers of all time.
Yeah.
Your invention has murdered 23,450.
But again, I must ask, what the fuck could that possibly mean?
Yeah,
Yes.
I don't know, but it does explain why he is NPF's top nemesis, right?
So let's break it down. What do you guys think a virtual habitation system is? Because they don't explain it in the movie at all.
Right.
Yeah, I just thought of like kind of like a, you know, like a version of cryosleep, you know, but a digital one.
Yeah, like Sims, like a Sims kind of situation, but
like you're suspended in animation. Maybe it like habitate, you know, I thought like maybe it's like something to like it gives you nutrients and shit and you can just be plugged into this pod. But
okay,
yeah, that's about all I thought.
So let's follow that logic. What would the military version of Sims be?
Oh, right. So then it'd be like Toys from 92 or 91 with Robin Williams. Like they're just going to plug a bunch of kids in and
chips.
like, hey, you're playing a fun war game. And it's like, there's 1,800 drones in the sky over the Middle East. They're being controlled by 6-year-olds.
Yeah. You just keep following the trail, Chris. We'll get you there.
Which then results in 23,450 people being murdered.
You know what struck me? This is like a mirror image of Hackers again, and like shit and excellent film. The way he's like incredulous about the number of deaths being too low, and he corrects the machine. I was like, this guy's a fucking piece of shit, because in Hackers, he's like, our main dude, Crash Override said, oh, you're the guy. Yeah, you're Zero Cool. You're the one who crashed 1,500 systems on one day or whatever. He's like, it's 1,507. You know, like he corrected it with the number, but he was hacking major corporations that are shitty, and like, you know, he was like being a Robin Hood. Whereas in this, Steve's like, no, I murdered this many.
Well,
like,
I think that was the disdain. That's why he didn't want to play the game, though, Jim. I don't think he was like, yeah, I did that, bro. I think he was like he lives with this pain, and so he's letting the computer know.
That's how I took it as well.
As of today, it's actually 14 more people, you fucking asshole. Like, I think that was the vibe that they were pushing there. Like, he lives with this guilt and it eats him up daily. And that's how they knew that they could bait him into the game.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't pick up on that at all. I was like, fuck this guy. Right away. That makes a lot more sense and is more helpful.
Woody Jeffries,
for his
I believe, is the actor.
Sorry, dog.
I didn't look if he had been in anything. I mean, I guess he has. I didn't recognize him.
Me neither.
He's in Door to Door with William H. Macy.
Another classic.
A movie I was made to watch in a high school class. Pretty good. William H. Macy has like cerebral palsy and he's a door-to-door salesman and he overcomes adversity and all that good stuff.
Yeah. It's a film about keeping on.
Yeah.
That dude's pretty chameleon-like too. Like maybe not so far as like a Gary Oldman, but I feel like he's done a lot of interesting roles like that. I'm a big fan of him in The Cooler with Alec Baldwin and Maria Bello. Good flick.
Oops. Close my notes.
This is shit face. We're not fucking around.
Yeah, so Steve, he's like trapped in the V-Lab with Drexel. Tries to leave, but the door is locked. Pulls out his laptop and tries to get a message out to Elaine, but Cynthia tells him she can't because some sort of interference. Great writing.
Yeah. Interference in the mainframe.
Drexel says that it wants to play Steve's new games. Drexel has hijacked all of the game files for Steve's new games and says, unless Steve plays these new games against Drexel, Drexel will delete the files.
Files are in the computer, Chris.
I know. Well, yeah, also, Drexel is voiced by a child, has the voice of a little boy or some shit.
Yeah.
Manny Petrozelli.
Yeah.
Fucking sick name, too.
Professor Roswell, who is the best character in the movie, reveals the purpose behind all of this.
Absolutely.
Drexel is a true artificial life form, as conscious as you or I. But somehow, computer games have corrupted his logic circuits.
Gaming corrupted a computer.
It started with innocent games like Pac-Man and Android Bell.
Yeah.
Yes, the gateway games.
Precisely. But he soon moved on to the hard stuff, and well, eventually he got into illegal programs and the Army's battle simulators, Pentagon's nuclear attack plans, and now Drexel craves the newest and fastest computer games, and if we don't give him what he wants, he threatens to launch nuclear missiles or send stock prices crashing. He could make Gary Coleman president.
Yeah. Now, I will say the one part of this scene that you are forgetting though is don't forget when Elaine he goes Pac-Man and she goes, yeah, the gateway games.
Yeah, the fucking noob shit.
And now he's into the hard stuff, the government battle sims.
I got a mainline, the government mainframe.
Pac-Man.
Oh, I was crying.
Not even once.
I can't remember that. I just remember Pac-Man, and then he like says another. He's like Pac-Man, blah blah blah. Just like, yeah, the gateway games. I just fucking start. God, that was good.
Yeah, so we say that the Professor Roswell is the best character. It's because as bad as all of the actors in the wraparound segment are, he is by far the worst and is given some of the most ridiculous dialogue to deliver. And the combination of the two, really the only good part of this movie.
It's really something.
Yeah, it's a special role. I appreciated all the sweat. Like, he's working in this film.
9 to 5, brother.
Some of his line deliveries, too, were like, you can't be serious. You've gone mad, or something like that. Like, those ones took me out every time.
So Steve agrees to play against Drexel when the Net Police threaten to kill Elaine. Drexel wants to play Maximum Surge. If Steve wins, Elaine lives. If he loses, she dies. Cool. And
she dies.
He straps himself into a virtual reality dentist chair and enters the world of Maximum Surge. Now, in the future of 2003, all video games will be played with a pair of VR sunglasses a Nintendo Power Glove on your left hand, and a golden T scrolling ball.
Yes.
Hey, they could have ripped that from Dragon's Lair.
Yeah.
I mean, it looked like an actual cue ball from a pool table.
It did look like a cue ball. That's exactly what it looked
chalk
like.
Marks on it.
It did. And dude, it's so funny because I get it. He has the Power Glove on, right? But when he's doing the shooting and like the camera is on the hand, and it's just him doing like gun finger. He's just like, oh.
Or it's a shot of his hand just rolling the fucker.
Yeah,
super hard.
Especially like, how could you possibly play a boxing simulator with a fucking scrolling ball? Like,
pinch to jab.
Yeah,
ball up your fist for a hook. Yeah.
Steve,
some of those later ones are brutal.
Yeah. Apparently, Drexel is modifying the game's code to include himself. And he, we get the introduction to this game, Maximum Surge, with Yasmin Bleeth in a voiceover.
I was told that in the year 2021 a war broke out. Mankind almost perished. They found their planet a barren wasteland. But one man, a genius named Drexel, developed a method of retransmuting the elements to synthesize water.
Pretty close to what happened.
I mean, besides the whole water dynamic where it's only a few years off. Maybe.
And this is where they're like, okay, well, Drexel is modifying the game's code to include himself, so...
Yeah, because they're shocked. Yeah, because the dialogue, right? All of a sudden the dialogue, like they're talking about him, like Drexel, and then everyone looks around like, oh, everyone's just absolute befuddled. Like, did the game just say Drexel?
It's like, hurry up, let's get to fucking Tatooine.
I will say Maximum Surge looked fire. I was like, dude, that would have been one I would have definitely liked to have given a go, because the other ones we see, I feel like you definitely know are like, oh god, these are shitty ones. But the way we get the Area 51 kind of setups, right? And shooting the zombies, and then like the rail, like picking the pathways. You know what it reminded me a lot of was Myst. Like when you're at the bottom of Myst and you're riding the mine carts,
yep.
And you got to pick the different fucking areas to go. I was like, dude, I could fuck around with some Maximum Surge. I could see this being actually kind of a doper version of these games.
Disagree.
I thought this was like the most effort was put into like the Maximum Surge, like the backgrounds and stuff, like the mini Tatooine. And
yeah,
I guess at first glance I was like, yeah, some of those practical effects, like the alien people. I was like, that's pretty good.
There's some miniatures later on.
There's some other shots, yeah, where it's like, that doesn't look that good. But
yeah,
it seemed like most of the effort and like actual creative goodwill I'm willing to give it.
What this made me think of, like, since they're like riding around in this barge that's on a rail. Really just made me think of like the Ord Mantell level from Shadows of the Empire for Nintendo 64. I don't know if you guys have played that, but it's basically the same thing.
No, did not.
Sacrilege.
Is that the Dash Rendar?
Yeah, Dash Rendar. He goes to meet up with IG-88 on Ord Mantell.
Yeah,
the Junk Planet.
I only played like the first couple levels because I didn't have that game for the 64. Like I knew friends who did, so I never got very far in it. I think isn't there a beginning one where you fight in Hoth and you get to wrap up the
Hoth is the first level where you're in the speeder trying to wrap the cable around the AT-AT legs.
Yes, I've played that first level a lot, not beyond.
Yeah, that's like me with Tony Hawk, the warehouse level, because I had like a Pizza Hut demo disc. So I just play the warehouse level over and over again.
Destroy the 5 boxes. Rogue Squadron I played on GameCube.
Oh yeah, that was a good game too.
I feel like all those Star Wars ones started off like that, like the Hoth tripping up the fucking yeah, like that. Every Star Wars game from that era was like that's level 1.
Well, yeah, like Shadows of the Empire is really the only one that introduced anything new, because it was like this multimedia thing by George Lucas to like, this is a movie without a movie. Like there was a book. There was a soundtrack commissioned for it. There was video games, but every other game besides Shadows of the Empire, you have to think of like where Star Wars was at the time. Like, there were only 3 movies. So it's like, we're just going to Hoth, Tatooine, maybe Endor if you're lucky.
Dude, I fucked heavy with Jedi Knight on PC. That game with Kyle Katarn, that game's fucking rad.
I didn't get to do any PC gaming, really. I didn't know anybody who had a computer. And computers were so fucking expensive back then. Like, if you had a computer in your house, you know, like, it just wasn't a thing. And so I remember there's, like, the only time I got to play Myst and, like, Sims was, like, at school, you know. You would go into the computer lab and...
What fucking school did you go to?
Well, I remember because we had computer lab, we had like Mario Teaches Typing, and it was like if you got done with that quick enough, then you could either play Myst or you could play
that's dope.
It was like Sims, but it was like a rainforest version where it was like it wasn't like a city one, so
that's crazy. Like you're like Neanderthal times, like having to build a fire and shit.
Yeah, I don't know. But
that's nuts.
Yeah, we pretty much just did a typing game called Pause. And I guess if you finished, you just had to sit there.
Sit there quietly.
Yeah, I don't remember ever getting to do anything cool in computer lab. Other than like the big prank was like, for whatever reason at the schools I went to, like when you were done with your computer, you had to turn the mouse upside down to make sure that no one stole the mouse ball. I guess.
What?
But if you guys remember what analog mice with the balls were like back then, there's like a little circle around it that you just turn counterclockwise to loosen it. So it's like,
that's right.
Yeah, we're going to turn our mouse upside down, but we're going to loosen all of them. So the next person that comes in flips their mouse over and the ball falls out.
That's a good prank. I like that.
Can get their asses.
Gotcha, fucker.
That's when I did one of my work buddies when it went to like the optical with the laser mouse, and you just put a little corner, you rip a tenth of a sticky note off and put that under there.
Get them. You know, that's funny. It's like so much analog technology, maybe not as much now, but like, 10, 15 years ago, people were going back to it in like kind of a hipster way. Like I had used typewriters. No one was ever like, I'm going to get an analog mouse.
Yeah. Yeah, like vinyl has had its comeback. Yeah. VHS is coming back. People want like mini disc. I want this and this. And it's like, yeah.
Dude, you see Commodore 64 is back like in a big way. They're fucking...
No way.
Dude.
It's dope. It is dope. They're doing like these... We'll talk later, but I'm going to send you a link, and dog, you got to get this new Commodore 64. You got to get it.
I mean, Commodore 64 and sort of those early home computers have always had a pretty strong homebrew scene.
Yep. That's exactly correct, for sure.
Yeah, so Maximum Surge, what we're seeing now, presumably this would have been the introduction scene for this canceled video game. Prominently features Yasmin Bleeth as Joe and Walter Koenig as Drexel. But since they've decided Drexel, the computer, has a child's voice, all the footage of Walter Koenig is overdubbed with a child computer voice, which just seems like an insane decision because he was by far the most famous actor in this movie at the time.
Yeah,
right.
It's definitely jarring. Too, like visually, you're watching it and you see him, and then to hear that voice, it was. I wonder why. Yeah, I wonder why they would do that.
Maybe the audio was
no
just
idea.
Oh, you know what? Probably
something.
they couldn't have him do the voice, obviously, for the film, right? So you were getting the film.
Oh yeah,
and so
it was like a contract, like a studio thing, like you can't use, or like his representation or something. Maybe
it's possible
because he was contracted for the game and then it got repurposed, but.
Star Trek Generations came out in 1994, which was probably about the time that Maximum Surge was being shot. So it's like, that's kind of like the crest of Walter Koenig's career right before, like, that's the last movie that involved like the original series characters as far as I'm aware.
I saw Generations in the theater in 94. I was in 4th grade. That movie fucked.
Oh, yeah.
I saw Nemesis in theaters for some reason.
This
was back in the day
Eric
where
Bana?
No, Tom Hardy. Maybe Eric Bana's in it.
I think I'm thinking of Insurrection.
Possibly.
Any hoodles.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, like, my story about seeing Nemesis in the theaters for some reason is like, this was back in the day before all of it was digital and they would actually have film reels, and something went wrong with it. So some, like, probably just like 20-year-old that worked at AMC stepped out to appease the crowd because we all wanted to see Star Trek Nemesis. And the trivia question he asked the crowd was, what does AMC stand for?
Huh. I don't know. American Movie Corporation?
Yeah.
Wrong.
Okay. No. American Movie Cult.
Wrong. At the time, anyway, it was American Multi-Cinemas. And the person that answered that got a sweet Nemesis poster. So I will always remember what AMC stood for, although it may not stand for that anymore.
What did you score on your marksmanship evaluation?
70.
40.
I never would have guessed that in my entire life.
Me either. So, yeah, they explained some shit about how generators and Drexel is going to convert all humans into, like, orc-looking motherfuckers called uglies.
Is this where the Dogon shit comes in?
The what?
The Dagons. The Dogons. Those, like, power spikes. I think I'm getting a little ahead of myself.
Maybe. I have no idea what you're talking about.
That was a weird plot line in the movie, though. With the lights, like, what was that? What was the fucking purpose of the lights? Yeah. Remember, the light kept flickering, and it was like we almost were like made to focus on it like several times throughout the movie. And I just don't
like that pillar. It was like 9104 or 1904, whatever it was. Yeah, I was like, is it foreshadowing? Like the surge has something to do with this?
Presumably,
area?
that would have been pivotal to beating the game. When it comes to the movie, doesn't fucking matter at all.
Yeah, that's when they keep cutting to those shots of like all the energy or the information data being siphoned into the facility, like the Batman Forever, the fucking brain drain.
Because in the middle of all of this, some satellite beams, they're firing down on Cyber Cinema headquarters, which, as we know, is like some sort of giant satellite dish.
It's Drexel. He's reprogramming the maximum surge game to steal information. Drexel is converting all digitally stored data into Dagon 12 energy pulses.
That's what it is. I was saying Dogons, the Dagon. I had subtitles on and it said Dogon.
Drexel is the first of its kind to convert data directly into holographic plates. His capacity for learning is virtually unlimited.
And this is about the time that I bowed out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Again, I don't know if it's the lack of sleep or what, but I mean, at this point in the movie, I just thought Maximum Surge looked like a fire ass game. These guys, like, things aren't exactly making sense, but I'm in. I'm like, oh, where is this going? Because I'm digging it.
Yeah, for me, it was like, well, so far they haven't explained anything they've talked about. Now we're introducing satellites shooting energy down to Earth.
Mm-hmm.
And Drexel converting information to holographic plates. Based on my experience with the movie so far, they're not going to explain that either.
Yeah,
no.
That's fair.
So why even pay attention?
Just check that.
Yeah, I mean, it's like the broad strokes. It's like an evil AI, it's HAL 9000, whatever.
Right.
Beaming shit into him. Okay, whatever. He's trying to take over the world and subjugate humanity, and you got to face off on his turf in the digital realm because it also likes a challenge and likes to play video games.
Just two live crew in it, nasty as we want to be.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Wants to play with its food, and it's like, okay, I get it, but yeah, it was still painful getting through. That's why, like, the Professor Roswell Keystone and, like, later on the Corpse Killer segment, there was a couple things in there that I got something out of.
We get a bunch more Maximum Surge footage, and in the game, Steve blows up some sort of command console, which begins to affect things in the real world.
Steve plays the game from inside Drexel. he must also be affecting Drexel's ability to absorb outside data.
I guess.
Yeah, makes sense. I get it.
More Maximum Surge footage.
Electronic umbilical data transfer. Big Ugly's got brains.
Yeah.
They're so cheesy, some of these lines, man.
Hooking up something like the Uglies are hooking up a line to their cod piece.
Yeah. Yeah, so far, locked in, loving it.
No, I was out. I was out after convert data directly into holographic plates.
Did those creature things, they reminded me of that episode of Tales from the Crypt. I think it's called Ghouls, the one with what's his fuck from Wings. I just kept thinking of that and like I gotta watch that
Sugar
right
Ray
now.
Leonard, is it that one?
No.
Okay.
Sugar Ray Leonard was in a episode of Tales from the Crypt?
Yeah, he was.
What?
Oh, that was the Treat Williams episode. I did that with the shout outs to Logan from Ghoulish University, RIP.
Yep. Was that a lost episode?
No, I think the only lost one is the one we did about the Meatloaf and Christopher Reeve episode.
Dude, that's a shame because that was a fun episode, and that's one of my favorite episodes of Tales from the Crypt.
So Steve continues to play the game. Drexel is firing satellite beams for reasons. Japan has gone dark.
I love the maps when they just show them and it just like blinks out the whole country. And then China and like Europe and China have fallen.
Elaine breaks free from the net police and enters the V-Lab to try and break Steve free from the game. Steve instructs Elaine to power up his laptop. Steve tells Cynthia to access Drexel through the habitation system. Still don't know what that is. Brinkman enters the lab and says he's not going to stop her. He's on their side.
Insert the previous scene we talked about, right? Where I said, let's remember this for later. Because he comes and he tells the other cop, he's like, if I shot him dead, I'd have been doing everybody a favor. All right, but now he's here. And it's like, this did bother me a little bit because it just didn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah.
Because we just had this whole disposition about like, that guy is the number one, probably will fucking kill him dead. And then you pop up in the lab and you're like, I'm here to save everybody. Like I didn't like that. That definitely was just that did not feel good.
Or he was just really committing to the bit. Like he
deep
sold
cover,
it
Lawrence
so
Fishburne.
well. Yeah.
I did not play that part out. Yeah, that's a good point. So acting was superb.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was definitely like a herky jerk moment. Like, wait, what? All of a sudden, did he just like grow a conscience in 30 seconds in that control room and decides like, no, we need to take Drexel down?
Yeah, that was a bummer. That was the bummer part for sure. It's like, what are we doing here?
And at this point, things are looking pretty dire. Professor Roswell turns to Pinkerton and says,
Son, if you have a wife or a girlfriend, well, go to them. Make love for one last time. None of us have long left.
I'm a virgin, sir.
40-year-old virgin?
Poor guy.
This man's at least 36.
Yeah. And unnamed government guy kills Pinkerton, so he dies a virgin.
Poor guy, dude.
Ripped to a real one.
Yep.
Elaine is cross-hacking Drexel or some shit. So the government guy orders Professor Roswell to put Steve into another game to stop him from destroying Drexel. And government guy shoots Professor Roswell. And like now, if I was out before, now I'm really out. Now that Roswell's dead, fuck this movie.
Although his imprint on this film lives because he stays in that control room, splayed out, dead. And there's a couple of shots later where they're talking in the foreground and he's in the back, just like taking up a pretty prominent piece. That fact killed me that like he was so in character. Just like, I was like, dude, how long after he was killed? Like how much time did he had to commit just to being in that chair? Like that for the rest of the production?
Come back for multiple days just to lay in the corner?
All right, we got to get continuity right. Nope, you were at this angle.
More Maximum Surge shit, but the government guy is cross hacking, and he sends Steve into a different game called Quarterback Attack. And Steve gets yelled at by Mike Ditka, and he plays a few downs of football before Elaine is able to send him back into Maximum Surge.
I just got punched in the face by Mike Ditka.
I did like the really leaning into the nerd factor of this. Just because it's like quarterback attack, and he's like he has this melt. He's like, sports.
I'm gonna get my ass kicked.
Get me back to Maximum Surge ASAP. I can't play a down of football.
Yeah.
And next he gets sent into Corpse Killer, where Steve fights some zombies and is rescued by a Rastafarian guy and a news reporter.
Yeah.
Appearance by Vincent Schiavelli.
I stood up. I was like, how did they get Vincent Schiavelli to agree to this? The main ghost from Ghost on the fucking subway car? Come on.
I think you can see a lot of blueprints of video games everywhere throughout this movie. But I mean, Frank West was clearly based off of that lady, the journalist with the zombies.
Dude, that's nuts.
Oh,
I
shit.
thought for a second, I was like, dude, what's the fucker? Because you used to play him in Marvel vs.
UMVC
Capcom, and I
3.
hated that. That fucking
covered
photo
wars,
snap
you know.
juggle. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's funny though. When I saw her, I was like, "Oh shit!"
Top
'Cause
three
they're zombies.
Top 3 most annoying UMVC 3 characters go.
Dr. Doom.
Hidden
Magneto.
missile.
Doom, Magneto, and then probably something weird like a Wolverine.
Berserker Barrage.
Yeah. Although Super Skrull, if you play against the good Skrull, that shit is
Those wacky
disgusting.
rubber hands. Yeah. I
How
like
about
Doom.
you, Jim?
I'm not that much. I used to go rounds with John, but I'm very novice when it comes to fighting games, so I couldn't even
Gotcha.
classify what an annoying character would be. But I remember being Dormammu being tough, like some of
My
his
Dormammu
juggles
dog?
with yeah, you'd get crossed up with him. I always remember I always had to have Dante in my lineup somewhere.
Boo.
The Zero Maker. Oh, Zero. Zero has got to be the most annoying character in the game.
Yeah, I'm thinking of like in terms of sound drops.
Okay.
MODOK number 1, but I loved
Yeah,
MODOK.
okay.
Analyze Cube.
Yep.
I mean Deadpool, but he's supposed to be annoying. So
Right.
it's kind of like,
What was the you're in for a world of hurt? The fucking the skeleton. Oh, what was that character? The skeleton archer.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Taskmaster.
Yes.
Yeah. You're in for a world of hurt.
yeah.
I think I'll just lie here for a while.
Sorry, I stepped all over you.
Into fighting games, but I wouldn't say I was ever good at Marvel. I just enjoyed it. So like I had some shit ass team of like MODOK, Shuma Gorath, and like Nemesis, Firebrand. Like not a good meta team at all, but I'm just like, these characters cool. Fucking love Shuma Gorath. Welcome to the
DLC,
Chaos Dimension.
The DLC character too. Shuma.
I remember you used to have that big ass, like aggressive "When's Marvel" shirt.
Yep, the red hoodie. Yep. When's Marvel?
And now we'll never get another one.
I know. I didn't think Infinite was that bad, but people really hated it.
I didn't play Infinite. I just played Ultimate.
Mm-hmm.
That was about around the time when I dropped out. Think about getting into it every once in a while, but
Dude, do it.
They're
doing Tokon right now. Have you been seeing that? Marvel Tokon?
No.
And Arc System is doing the whole development. So it actually, the art and the mechanic, it looks pretty good. You should check it. It looks dope.
Mortal Kombat was my shit. But the one after MK9 with like Jason,
yep.
I was like, I'm not, this is like MK9 was
peak.
Yeah. Especially because like, as I said earlier, I will never play the meta characters. I will just play the ones that I like. And like Reptile was a good B+ at points. So
yes,
MK9
I've played
was
Reptile
right
since
in
Mortal
there.
Kombat 2, dude.
Hell yeah.
That is my guy.
I really liked when Ultimate MK3 was in its heyday on Genesis. That was my shit. I loved that art style that changed. Like, it just felt way more fluid, and the fatalities, like, you had to remember them, and like.
Oh yeah, and that was the first combo one.
Yeah, like sick combos. I remember someone playing Scorpion, that crazy kick, that like 5 kick combo, and how crunchy and like snappy it was. I was like, dude,
and then you'd get over here and relaunch him.
Dude.
Yeah.
And I loved Sub-Zero too, like the rolling elbow combo.
Boo.
I made him because I could always remember his fatality was run block. I'd be just like,
especially MK3 Sub-Zero, because that was when he had no mask and he had the scar.
Yeah, that was the brother, Kuai Liang.
Human smoke. Good shit. Yeah, they go back to Maximum Surge, and then they go back to Corpse Killer, and then they go into a game called Supreme Warrior, starring Vivian Wu from The Guyver and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3.
Oh, shit.
I deadass thought it was Shang Tsung for like 10 seconds.
Dude, that's nuts, because
it's a
I
woman.
Swear. No shit, I thought the same thing for like 5 seconds. I was like, dude, is that Carrie, whatever the fuck his name is, from
Shang Tsung, dude?
MK? Dude. That's funny.
Man, I feel bad for Vivian Wu. If you guys both thought she was a 50-year-old man.
Not
no
her.
shade. I mean, she was moving quickly.
The guy that
it was
comes
like
off the
hair.
roof, the guy in the yellow.
Oh,
well, maybe I'm only the asshole here.
I knew it was a girl. I meant the guy that he fights, the yellow guy in yellow.
So they go back to Maximum Surge, back to Mike Ditka, back to Maximum Surge, back to Supreme Warrior, back to Maximum Surge, back to Corpse Killer. He's jumping all over the place, and then there's a detour into the game Prize Fighter, featuring Michael Buffer, Dick Miller, Gene LaBelle, and Newbie from Little Giants.
Yeah.
Oh, he was also in North.
Haven't seen like since it was in theaters.
He was like the villain kid in North. I always remember the scene where he's like correcting that big fat henchman about borscht.
The last notes I have for this section are young Bruce looks like a snack. I had no idea that man looked that good when he was young, man.
You ain't lying, brother.
The face voice combo, he was cleaning up back then.
Had to be.
And Steve is jumping between games like a madman. He manages to defeat Drexel in Maximum Surge. Elaine shoots the government guy. The world is saved. The end.
Yeah.
Dude, how many scenes of Steve were there where he's just like this? He's like, fucking...
Yeah.
Drexel, put your doggone away.
Yeah.
And then just
Definitely
like a cutaway to him like slightly moving the scroll wheel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or the shoot 'em finger.
Dude, I felt like Yasmin Bleeth, they must have recycled her doing like the get over there.
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead, head nod.
Yeah.
Like going into cover shooting, like doing that like 800 times.
Yeah, it was dog shit.
Which is funny because it's pretty much just a rail shooter, right? So I mean, it's not like you don't need to show me where to shoot.
You're like you have no agency. Like the game takes
camera
you where
is
you.
fixed.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's over there. You mean the only place I can look?
I also felt like there was no danger. Like there was like stretches where I was like, Steve's getting his ass whooped. Like he's getting shot like 1,000 times, but there's no like repercussions other than his slight discomfort at the whichever particular game.
Yeah. So, thoughts, gentlemen, on Maximum Surge?
I'll go first. When's I got you, dude?
Please.
So, here's the thing. I love video games, as I'm sure has come across pretty apparent throughout the episode.
Yeah.
I have recently had a child, so I'm not kidding. I've had like 6 hours of sleep in like 2 weeks. So take this with a grain of salt. But the last thing I have in my notes is this is absolute cinema. I enjoyed it. 10 out of 10. I thought it was cool. I really I think the other thing is, right, you just kind of have that nostalgia factor for those FMV games and like just the I think we're all kind of in the same boat. We all kind of alluded and spoke to it a little bit, where it was like, this isn't something that we got to play all the time. It's not like we had these consoles at our house, right?
Yeah.
So it was kind of like this thing where it was almost like a treat. Like you when you did get to it and see it, it was something in you where you just like, you always wanted to try it, and then getting to see it and do it. And so I think it just kind of sparked some of that, seeing the games and the footage. And once it clicked that that's what this was all kind of coming together, I just was like, this is a cool idea. Granted, I will admit Elaine was absolute dog shit. And there's definitely some gaping holes in the story. But
yes.
I enjoyed this. I was pleasantly surprised. I sat down, and at first I was like, all right, beer money was something, let's see what this is going to be. And it starts off, and like you said, it's kind of, we're getting into it, and I'm like, I don't really know yet. And then we get into the FMV stuff, and I was like, oh, dude, I'm in.
Nice. Yeah, I did not have that view of it. To me, this makes whatchamacallit, that other flick look like Citizen Kane.
Beer Money?
Yeah. Like that was a masterpiece compared to this. But yeah, I just kind of had it let it wash over me, because there's so much plot stuff we didn't even cover in the Corpse Killer vignette. Like with the voodoo zombie doctor and that green shit, Vincent Schiavelli and all that.
Yeah.
The other probably last gem that I really liked was like his guide in the Corpse Killer was like this Rasta dude, and he was like laying it on super thick. And then there's a point where like
he kept
shit gets
saying
real.
Bra, which I thought like, do like Jamaicans say bra? I always thought that was like a Hawaiian.
I don't know. That didn't jump out at me. What jumped out at me was like
the zombies.
Popping out
at you.
There's a part where shit gets heavy and a ton of zombies like pop up all at once, and he's all, they're coming out of the fucking ground. Like, he drops the Rasta like in 2 seconds flat. That shit really got me, because like before and after that point, he's like just hamming it up, keeping it fucking irie the whole time. But yeah, I don't know. The biggest thing I took away was just like, that was a better time.
Yeah.
Like where we're at right now in the world, it was a nice little escape to think about that kind of like that weird era where like this shit was cutting edge, but then now you look at how it's aged and it's like nuts, but there's still stuff you can pull out of that, like that late 90s, mid 90s, early 2000s kind of vibe it's laying down, like reminding me like Sega Saturn and shit like that, and some of the other things we branched off to, and like the Net Police made me think of the Phone Police from Are You Afraid of the Dark? That's like one of my favorite episodes. So it just made me fit.
So basically, the movie made you think about other things. That's why like you liked it.
A warm and cozy time in my life for sure. I also thought of like Lawnmower Man kind of stuff, but there was also a show. It was like a Saturday morning, like ABC, I think, kid show. It was called Reboot. And you guys remember Reboot?
Yeah. Alphanumeric.
Dude, they had like the mainframe, and you kind of had to jack in, kind of like Matrixy, like you're interfacing with the digital, like, and how that was all cutting edge. Reminded me of that. And that was fun. So yeah, I like too how like the cover of this, one of the covers, it has that like green scrolling code, like Matrix. They were trying to like ride the coattails of like Matrix and jacking into cyberspace. But yeah, watch Hackers instead, or hell, even Johnny Mnemonic, really,
or something completely unrelated. Just watch anything. This was fucking rough for me. It's been a season on this podcast of ups and downs. The episode before this was like probably the best movie that I've covered. And the episode before that, there was a debate of like, is Werewolf Cult Chronicles Vietnam 1969 the worst thing? I think this is probably a new low. Like,
it's impressive.
Yeah, I mean, like in terms of production, like I can't say it's really that bad. Like on a technical level, it's whatever. It's like whatever you would see a straight to DVD movie at this time, but just like the incoherence of the story, the stitched together FMV shit, like there's just like really was nothing for me to pull out of this to enjoy other than Professor Roswell. And then it's like the only thing to enjoy there is like how terrible he is as an actor. And yeah, so like they made this stitching together FMV games, and I think ironically this is the perfect example of why they never took off, because it's like when you hear about FMV at that time, you're like, oh, you mean I could experience what it's like to be at Jurassic Park?
Yeah.
That sounds fucking amazing. But the reality of it is like most of it is just like rail shooters, and like you have no agency. You just do exactly what the game allows you to do at all times. Maybe some bad guys pop up every once in a while and you get to shoot them. And also like it's the reality of like you think you're going to be in a movie, like, and you're thinking, you know, Jurassic Park, whatever the other big movie, Terminator, you think you're going to be in Terminator, but the reality is like they only had the budget, like the movie you're going to be in is like some low budget piece of shit.
Yeah.
Where 75% of it is some actor, like a close up of their face and them talking to you and giving you instructions.
Totally.
And it's like that's that right there. That's why this shit didn't work out, because they wrote a check that they couldn't cash. Like it's nothing like experiencing a movie. It's just Yasmin Bleeth and Mike Ditka and Vincent Chiavelli having one-on-one conversations with you. It was rough to watch this 2 times and have to be able to take plot notes on it. But at the same time, it's like at a certain point, you're like there is no plot. So like, that's why the second half of my notes are very sparse.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting how some things can be timeless, you know, and then there's shit like that, like this, that you think you're on the cutting edge and like, there's no way it can get better. And then now here we are 20, 30 years later and shit's like, oh, this is it. And there is a difference. Like, look how like caveman almost that stuff seems from like the early 2000s. And then, but I mean, this was also a product of like economy, like someone looking at like an investment. How can we repackage, repurpose, shit this out? Like, this isn't fucking art, you know, like people worked on it and like, but yeah, I just can't even think about it. Like, yeah, this movie sucked. I'm glad we got to go on and talk about it and like think about the other branches, like the other things surrounding it at the time, you know? But yeah, this is like totally someone just like, let's repurpose this box of dog shit and hope we can make a little bit of our investment back, or like squeeze something out of this thing that we fucking acquired, which sucks. But I mean, we still got the fucking, they're coming out of the ground and Roswell out of it. So chalk it up as a draw.
Yeah. A lot of those games too, it sucks because it could have been something cool, right? But a lot of those games, like Chris mentions Jurassic Park, where it's literally just like a fucking, you watch a cutscene and then you make a selection. You know, there is no, it's, you know, I can't even really call it like an interactive movie, I guess, because it's mainly just like, here's your 3 decisions and you go on. And then the ones that were game based were just the control, like nothing kills a game faster than shitty controls. Like if the game just has shitty controls, you're out. Like you're just like, this is not fun. And so I wonder if it failed because there was this push to be like, well, we need these movie stars to be in the game and that's how we sell the games. And so all of the fucking production money goes to shooting these, you know, mini movies, and really the game design is kind of like an afterthought in it all.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, because like it's all of this is being pushed by the suits and not the creatives.
Right.
And like when 75% of your budget is taken up by paying Mike Ditka to be in the game, what's left over is like just bare bones. Like fucking Tecmo Super Bowl has infinitely more replay value than Mike Ditka's quarterback attack.
100%. Oh, dude, I have to ask you real quick, Chris, since you brought it up, Tecmo Super Bowl. One of my favorite things to do, because there's no fucking clock in the game. So you get down and I would let that guy get there and just go, set, hot, 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 hot. I would let him go for fucking like 10 minutes, dude. As a kid, I thought that was the best sound in the world. It's just hot, 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 hot.
I was looking like games that came out in 2003. Legend of Zelda, Wind Waker, Grand Theft Auto, Vice City, Call of Duty, Soul Calibur 2, Mario Kart Double Dash.
Yeah. Or do you want
Vice City
fucking
was
Mike Hamill
so
to
good.
hold your hand through a fucking couple of selections?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, this movie sucks shit. That's Maximum Surge. In the episode before this, I teased what this movie would be by playing a commercial for the soda Surge.
Oh, yes. Dude.
Which I believe the tagline was fully loaded soda with carbos or some shit. So because
Dude,
of that,
shit's so tasty.
We have a trivia game called Defunct Drinks, which is all about discontinued drinks, much like Surge. And also like Surge, they could be, discontinued but brought back for a period of time or whatever. Because that stuff is hard to keep track of with all of the nostalgia shit we got going on. So,
dude, when Surge came back in like 2013, 14, 15, it had like a brief run spike. I bought a 12-pack off Amazon for like $32 and I savored and they were tall boys and I savored them. They were like my precious in my fridge door. Like shit's so good.
So yeah, we got this trivia game. Just you guys know how it works. Buzz in with your name.
Yep.
And try to guess the discontinued drink. And they are not all necessarily sodas, so I will say that. First one. This soda was heavily promoted with advertisements featuring Papa Roach and appeared in the movies The Italian Job and Garfield the Movie.
Oh.
G-Baby.
G-Baby.
This is probably not it. I'll say Livewire, Mountain Dew.
Wrong.
I have no clue. I'm gonna say... I have no fucking idea.
All right. That was Pepsi Blue.
Oh, man.
I was apeshit for that when it came out.
Yeah, I don't think I ever fucked
Loved
with Pepsi
it.
Blue.
I don't think
it had like the barbed wire, like tribal.
Yeah, it did for a period.
Blue insignia.
So 0-0, all tied up. Next one. Discontinued in 2020, this diet soda was a prominent cultural icon and product placement staple in 1980s television and cinema, appearing in Back to the Future, The Terminator, E.T., Kramer vs. Kramer, War Games, and Rambo First Blood Part 2.
G-Baby.
G-Baby.
I'm of two minds, but I'm going to go... Fuck. I'm going to go RC Cola.
Wrong.
Damn it.
E.T. I feel like E.T. is what I'm honing in on here.
If it's what my second choice was going to be, I'm going to be pissed that I didn't go with my gut. I went against my gut.
Well, Chris, I am probably going to go Ofer in this game because I have no fucking idea.
So the answer was Tab.
Tab. Is that what you thought?
Yes, and I knew it should have been a shoe-in with Back to the Future. I'm ashamed.
0-0.
You want a tab? You got to pay for it.
All tied up.
He goes into the 50s. He's like, "Yeah, can I get a tab?" And it's the 50s. It hasn't been created yet. And he's like, "A tab? You haven't ordered anything." Fuck.
Next one. This historical San Antonio, Texas beer is requested by name by Chuck Norris in Lone Wolf McQuade.
Let me get that one more time when you can.
It splashed on my eyebrow. This historical San Antonio, Texas beer is requested by name by Chuck Norris in Lone Wolf McQuade.
I'll go G-Baby just because I know this is the wrong answer.
G-Baby.
To get it out of the way. I'll say Lone Star because that's the only Texas beer I know of.
They still make it.
Besides Shinerbach. Right. Yeah. So fuck it.
That's what I would be drinking now if they sold it at the grocery store next to me and not the one further away. But it's $6.99 for a 6-pack of Lone Star.
Okay, San Antonio. You know what? Why don't you just go ahead and give us the answer there, Chris?
That is Pearl beer.
Pearl. Yeah, no.
Damn. I've never even heard of that.
Yeah, me neither.
Well, clearly you haven't seen Lone Wolf McQuaid.
I have not.
All right, next one. This upside down version of a popular soda had a promotional partnership with Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers, featuring special edition cans with the silhouette of Gollum on them.
G-Baby.
G-Baby.
Is that New Coke?
It's not.
Damn.
I'm thinking it was like a fucking Sprite is what I'm thinking. What was like a the upside down Sprite.
So close.
I thought so.
It is DNL, which is the logo for 7-Up upside down.
What the fuck? Yeah,
all right, 1-0 me.
That totally missed me. I thought you were about to say like Sprite Remix or something.
Still all tied up. This Gen X soda featured gritty black and white art by Daniel Close, who would go on to write screenplays for 2001's Ghost World and 2006's Art School Confidential.
G-Baby.
G-Baby.
Is this Jones?
Wrong.
Oh, that was a really good answer.
Dude, we're getting murdered right now.
You know, at least you've had some good answers. I just kind of sit here for a few seconds like an idiot and go, all right, Chris, what's the answer?
I just can't do it. That's really the bottom line. I can't do it.
I have no idea.
This is OK Soda.
Yeah, nope.
Dude, what? Are you making these fucking things up?
Are you asking me if I made up Pepsi Blue and Tab?
Rigged. By the house.
Featured prominently at the beginning of Killer Clowns from Outer Space, this pale lager, known for its sparse black and white cans, was first brewed in Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Dude, I got nothing. I just moved here not too long ago. I don't know the fucking lore.
Just 6 years ago.
5. Almost 5. Yeah, I have no fucking idea.
Yeah, nope.
That was kind of a trick question. It was just beer.
Oh.
If you've ever seen 80s movies where there's a white and black can that just says beer.
Yeah, see, part of me remembered like that, and I thought it's like there's certain things like Lost, you know, like in that era, it was like generic ass, like just straight up like beer or cereal or whatever, you know. But also a part of me thought, or was that just how they got around?
That's what I thought too.
Like Roseanne, they used to change like the letters, like Cheerios would be like Cheermios or something.
Yeah. But it was a real thing up until 1994. You could go to the grocery store and just get a can that said beer.
Interesting.
Yeah. That's like Coke and pop.
Yeah, all right.
Give me a couple Cokes.
0-0.
Stinking it up.
In the 1995 film Hackers, this highly caffeinated soda is described as the soft drink of the elite hacker. G-Baby.
Jolt.
That's correct. That's probably the game-winning answer right there.
Damn it, that's the one that I knew.
1-0 in favor of G-Baby.
That's awesome.
The first energy drink introduced by a major U.S. beverage company is featured via an advertising poster in Madison Square Garden in the 1998 film Godzilla, and as Owen Wilson's drink of choice in the Disney Plus series Loki.
Oh, G-Baby. Monster.
Wrong.
Monster's still in, bro.
What am I doing? I forgot these are
discontinued.
They're not here anymore.
Dude, I feel like I can see a black and green can, though. And it was something that starts with an S. I'm going to say Splode.
It is Josta. Any Josta heads out there? Another one that I loved.
I remember, wasn't it? It was like there was like a jaguar.
Yeah, there's like a panther or a jaguar on it. I don't even remember what it tasted like. I just drank it all the time and loved it.
Probably very that similar to Splode.
That's like the Vault.
It's like a Splode copycat.
Yeah.
Yep.
1-0 in favor of G Baby. This beer, brewed from July 1977 to October 1978, was heavily promoted by Jimmy Carter's younger brother.
Go ahead, Jim. You got this one then.
I have no fucking clue.
77, 78. That's right.
Schlitz.
Is that an answer?
Yes.
Wrong.
These are rough.
Yeah, these are tough.
I didn't think they were that hard, but I guess I drank a lot more sodas and beers.
From the 70s that had a 1-year run? The fuck?
This guy's an animal, dude. He's a time traveler.
It was a cultural touchstone.
I don't know.
It was Billy Beer. Jimmy Carter's brother is Billy Carter. All right, last one. Last chance, John, to tie it up. Donnie is seen drinking this discontinued orange soda at the bowling alley bar in The Big Lebowski.
I have no fucking idea. The only thing that's happening is like Slice is beaming into my frontal cortex. That's like Slice. That's all it could be.
I'm going with Orange Crush.
Wrong.
Fuck.
What is your answer, G Baby?
No idea. Yeah, I don't even have anything because my mouth just wants to say Slice. No way!
You would have been right.
All right.
But they still have Slice, so it was just that variant.
No, they don't have Slice anymore.
Really? I feel like I seen Slice like 2 weeks ago.
Maybe in bumfuck Indiana, but
yeah. I mean, dude, I just saw Clearly Canadian the other day. That's one that used to be heavy, and like now it's come back.
Yeah, I was obsessed with it when it because I used to take road trips all the time from Texas to Iowa or Colorado. Give me a Clearly Canadian. Didn't think about it for like 20 years. Apparently, like 2 YouTubers were really behind getting it like back on shelves. So the past couple years now, it's been there, and it's the only like soda water that I can stand, and it's delicious.
It's fucking good. Very good shit.
So that was defunct drinks. Oh, go ahead, Jim.
I was just going to say, I thought for sure you were going to throw Orbits in there. I was waiting for my Orbits moment. That was like one that was kind of like Clearly
like
Canadian, but it
had,
more like a Sobe, and like it had these little balls, like jelly, kind of like the precursor to like Boba. That's super pop. That's all the rage now, but it didn't settle at the bottom. It kind of like floated around, looked like a jellyfish with like little.
I was big into Orbits at the time.
Yeah, that shit was nuts.
Yeah, so that was defunct drinks. Jim wins 1-0.
In a real battle.
That was also 2003's Maximum Surge. Thank you guys for coming on and breathing new life into this dead format with me. Tell the fine folks out there where they can find you and anything you've got in the works.
Yeah, so I stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/Kinetic Onslaught, ONSLOT. Retro NES games specifically, but we do dip into fighting games once it gets close to around the yearly tournament that I go to in Las Vegas, Evolution
Evo.
Fighting Game Tournament. So we probably be dipping into some Fatal Fury, City of the Wolves here real soon. But yeah, that's it. Everything, all handles are the exact same at Kinetic_Onslaught.
Fuck yeah.
Dude, one thing I forgot to call out that I made a special note of. You remember how many times they show the word onslaught in that door? They go back to it like 3 or 4 times. I was like, oh shit. There we go.
I did. That's funny. I totally did catch that. Yeah.
Yeah. I meant to touch on that up top, but yeah, I'm Jim G Baby. I don't podcast anymore. still holding out hope one day to come back, but I keep the server up. So, Waxing the Porpoise, it's out there if you want to download an episode, give it a go. Yeah, that's it for me. Appreciate you having us on, Chris. This was a good time, even though the movie did suck shit, as you like to say. Talking about it was fun and got to harken back to a better time.
A simpler time.
Yeah.
Next time, Jim, call before you drop by.
So yeah, on behalf of Jim and Staring Jon, I'm Chris, and this has been another episode of Dead Formats. See you later. On the next episode of Dead Formats, we'll be joined by nerds, geeks, and the kitchen sink to discuss a straight-to-video superhero movie. Here's a hint.
Metal Gear.